This video was made possible by the EA Game Changers. Alrighty guys, so welcome back to my channel today, and we are doing a brand new Sims 4 speed build today, and so today is definitely going to be a really great day just because I'm excited to say that today's video is all about Discovery University, which is the brand new expansion pack that came with The Sims 4 on November 15th, so a couple days ago we got a pack where we can watch our Sims suffer like we do every single day, and I've never been more pleased in my entire life. But the cool thing about this pack is that there's 3 new careers: engineering, law, and education. The law career has to be one of my most favorites because this will give my sim, Bob Pancakes, a chance to sue Eliza Pancakes for emotional distress for the past 5 years that she has caused him so much that they had a child, and so now Eliza Pancakes must be stopped, and so I'm having my lovely sim, Bob Pancakes, go to the University of Brightchester in the Language and Literature Distinct Degree Program. In that lovely campus, have him graduate at the top of his class, get a brand new suit, and go into the law career at the top of his career as a private attorney. Get him his lovely court case set, ready to go at the land grab courthouse with Nancy Landgrab as a judge, Jeffrey Landgrab as the bailiff, and I guess Malcolm Landgrab as the type person who writes all the words. But we are suing Eliza Pancakes because this is awful, 5 years too long, and she must be stopped. So I want you guys to go ahead and leave me in the comments down below. What has Eliza done wrong to you personally, but also your sim? Because she has so much history to all of our lives for the past 5 years, ever since The Sims 4 was a thing. And I personally think that she is just an awful sim. She's a stalker, a cheater, a liar. She's just well-rounded, just very rude. She may be sweet and kind on the outside, but no. She's evil and rude to all Sims. Like, I tried to talk to her one time, and she just flat out slapped my sim for no reason. So it's like, you know what, Eliza? That's evidence. That's going into the books right there. So you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout, because I'm telling you why. Bob Pancakes is going to serve some pancakes with some justice, with some maple syrup, and sue your butt for so much money. Okay? But anyway, this is not all about the court case between those two Sims. This is all about the speed build at the Foxbury Institute in this university housing setting. And it's only base game and Discovery University only. So if you only have this pack, well, yeah, if you only have base game and Discovery University, you can definitely download this pack. It is over 100,000 simoleons with 6 bedrooms and 6 beds in total, but only 2 bathrooms. And I believe you can actually fit at least 6 Sims in this household, which is super cool. And everyone was very, very pleased about this one because it was something that I wanted to build. And I technically only build suburban homes for some reason, which is like my thing now, I guess. But it kind of fits the whole atmosphere and the vibe of this like whole general area of Foxbury, because in this area, the houses around it has a suburban feel to it, and Foxbury is more of a modern campus, so I felt like having a modern suburban home, but not a modern like exterior feel to it. I just wanted to keep it focused around this general area. So for the Sims that actually live here, or yeah, who live here technically for their 4 terms or how many terms they want to come here for Foxbury, it is a housing home for robotics engineering students, but only has 1 RT student. Because the only reason why I did this, I was going to at first have all engineering students in general, but I felt like I wanted to diversify a little bit just by 1 student. Or, multiple people as well, because there are multiple Sims that live in this household that actually already graduated from Foxbury, but came back for like a secondary degree, because I felt like, people can get higher education and get more degrees however they want to. Because in case you didn't know, young adults through elders can go back to university if they want to. And so I felt like having that sense of history with these Sims, like you just don't have to be a young adult to go to university. You can be an adult, an elder. Like elders can like retire and go back to university and get a second degree if they want to. They can join the education career and become an adjunct professor at the University of Foxbury if they wanted to, and kind of get the feel of dorm life, because way back in the day in the 1950s, things weren't the same like it's now in the the 21st century. But however, times change, people change, and so does education and knowledge. So I felt like elders and adults, they've lived and they learn and want to come back to the whole aspect of college and learn more and kind of build their brain for more knowledge, new knowledge, and kind of pass that knowledge on to the younger generation to see what they think about it. And that's kind of my whole spiel about this whole thing. And I, for one, feel like with this pack, it's been one of the most anticipated packs throughout the entire Sims community. And I, for one, have always wanted to have a pack like this because watching my Sims suffer pleases me a lot. But I also wanted to have like my teenagers for them to have something after high school. Because I feel like, with teenagers, they go through life of as a child with elementary, and then after that, they have high school, and then after high school, they have nothing. But now that we have this pack, it gives them a chance, and us as well, to build their skills, build their relationship with other people, and kind of get that college experience that they kind of needed to really advance in their career, but also advance into like their social aspect of being part of a secret society or a club or an organization, and kind of giving them a sense of, hey, I can learn all these things but still have fun without, well, I guess it would say destroying my sleep schedule, which is already destroyed, but not destroyed even further. But I feel like with this pack, it gives our teens more stuff to do. It gives them, a sense of responsibility, applying for scholarships, waiting for the application to come through, seeing if they get accepted into the college of their choice, whether it's like Foxbury or the University of Rochester in a distinct degree or a regular degree, but also giving them a chance to apply for scholarships like the Willow Creek Residence Scholarship, or wherever your Sim lives, they basically get a residence scholarship. They either get accepted or denied for that scholarship. It kind of varies on a Sim, I guess, like real life mostly. But they also have academic skill. They also have a athletics scholarship as well. So your Sims could be very smart and get a full ride, or your Sims could be very athletic and kind of get a full ride or a partial scholarship. And that's one of the things that I've always wanted, because I was very curious when they kind of announced this pack. All these thoughts were going through my head on, okay, so how are they going to apply for scholarships? How are they going to, how's the application process going to be like? What scholarships are there? What degrees are there? How will this impact their careers after they graduate? What's graduation like? So I had all these ideas in my head thinking, how was this going to work, and how was this going to benefit my Sims after college, but also before they apply for college? Because my teens, I really want them to have a life where they can succeed and not really fail. And for me, when it comes to my particular gameplay, I like to have a very family-oriented setting where all my Sims have these set skills and these set relationships and these set, storylines where it kind of sets them up for either failure or success. It all depends on what family I'm playing. And for this particular family that lives here, it's not really a family, but they're kind of like a family in my mind, where you have these set of students that really came together as one, where they can really connect towards each other, where they feel like, we're all engineers, but there's also one art student that kind of is the black sheep of the family, but still welcomes them in social gatherings and, ideas and what they could really do. And I, for one, feel like that's kind of nice. And so it pleases me to say that having a university setting just for fun, or just for academic wise, is really, really cool in my opinion. So let me know down in the comments below if you're up to this point in this video. Please let me know what your thoughts are of Discovery University, of what you've seen in so far in videos, or just your general thoughts of the pack itself from live streams or whatever, because I feel like this pack could really be something if you really put your mind to it and your imagination, because that's what I do. I always put my imagination into things to expand onto it and kind of see what could happen in the very end. And I don't really talk about the build because it's kind of boring in my opinion, so that's my spiel. But I really like all the objects for the build and buy, because I actually recorded this video a couple days, like, well, yeah, the third, hold up. When did I get early access? I forget. It was a couple days before the release date. Whenever, I think it was like the 13th of November when I got early access to this pack. So I recorded this video, like the speed build, on the 13th, but didn't have any time to do it, like record the voiceover until now at 1 a.m. in the morning on the 19th of November. I'm pretty late to the game, and I have a lot of videos recorded, but they just have to be edited and uploaded. So there's gonna be some EA Game Changer logos floating around in some videos, so be aware of that. Just letting you know, I have to do it, and it's a thing that I have to do. So either way, I just feel like that college is taking over my life, because I am a senior in high school. Oh my gosh, no, I'm a senior in college right now, in my last year, and like, literally, I'm not even kidding, it's gonna be December, and before you know it, it's gonna be January, and then I'll have 5 months left until I graduate from university, and it's gonna be great, but also kind of weird, because it's like my brain's like thinking right now, like, okay, I graduate in like 6 months from now. What am I going to do with my life? How is this all going to work? What am I going to do? How am I going to live? Where am I going to live? Like, these are the things that are popping in my head. And it seems like I have everything put together, but I really don't. Like, there's a lot of people that I know that in my life that like who do YouTube, but also like are in school as well, that some people think that they have it all put together, but in reality, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And sometimes that they just need a break to breathe and like focus on themselves and like better themselves, so they don't really have a mental breakdown and feel like that they're failing people. Because sometimes I feel like whenever I say like a lot, that's not good. That's weird. I don't like it. Anyway, I feel as sometimes when I don't upload a video, or like I don't stream or anything, or I just don't do anything social media wise, or just upload a video or stream, I feel as I wouldn't say a failure, I just feel as I'm just being lazy for some reason. I don't know why, but I like being productive, and I like being, in the know, in the now, and like, like here I am, and like I'm not dead. I'm here. I'm alive. And sometimes I feel like, if I don't upload a video, I feel like I just don't exist sometimes, because in my life, when I was younger, there was a lot of people in my life that never believed in me and never really felt that I could really succeed and be something outside of like what they knew as like a child. And I always felt like that they put me in this box of saying, oh, there's this Steven kid who's like very annoying and very loud and very obnoxious and can't really get anything done. And that's basically what my teachers told me when I was younger. And I honestly feel like that really stuck with me for a very, very long time, thinking that, okay, maybe I'm not the best at things. Maybe I'm like not worth it. And maybe I just would fail at everything that I do. And so, like, sometimes when I feel like I just don't upload a video or stream, I feel like that sometimes I kind of go into that mental space in my head, thinking back from like kindergarten or first grade or whenever that was. It hurts a lot. And so I always try to put like real life scenarios into my gameplay, and having these Sims go through different paths in their lives, thinking that they can fail, but they can also succeed no matter what they do. Like, no matter what they do, they will succeed. And I want all my Sims to succeed no matter what it is. And so I kind of just feel like, that's my thing. I don't know. I don't make any sense. And I haven't recorded a video or a voiceover in like 2 weeks time. Technically 3 weeks, because I pre-recorded 2 weeks ago and it was a whole mess. But either way, I haven't recorded an actual voiceover in 2 weeks, and I feel very, rambly and spammy and bleh, Anywho, but this is actually the first bedroom that I'm really, really proud of, because it really speaks to me as a dorm room, a very cramped, well, this isn't really cramped, but like a a dorm room for two Sims that are really kind of getting to know each other, and they're both freshmen. And it's so weird thinking like, okay, I'm a freshman at the Foxbury Institute as a, I think I forget what the degree is called. I'm guessing it might be engineering or some type of robotics of some sort, but they are both, robotic engineering students or whatever. And that's why I kind of gave them the whole sciencey robotic servo building thing, to give them a sense of, okay, they can practice in their room or they can practice at the commons area, whichever they so please. Because I, for one, feel like it will give your Sims a new skill that they can acquire, and I kind of like it. And I did all this stuff when going into the debug category. So if you want to like have all the cheats that I do as my builds, everything will be linked down below. Of course, like the build cheats that I use, the build cheats that I use, but also some of the other special links like my social media, my gallery name, other things like that are very important to know. So you're welcome. But I really love all the build items and all the whole aspect of build and buy. It's one of my all-time favorites. But the next build that I'm definitely going to do is like a another Foxbury dorm room, probably like just a one bedroom dorm room, something like that. Or I might do a Brychester university housing, or some type of dorm. I might renovate Drake Hall or one of the other dormitories that we have in Brychester, and renovate one of the other ones in Foxbury, because I feel like they're both different, because one's modern and one's more historical English British type of setting. And the one thing I like about this is that when it came to Brychester, the University of Brychester, the weather is exactly like England, and it's spot on, basically. Very rainy, gloomy, and it kind of fits the vibe. And I like that. It feels so real, and it pleases me. And it's nice. It's nice to have a realistic aspect of my life in a game. And like I can see myself, in the game for once, because I, for one, feel like having my sim self go to university while I go to university in real life is kind of cool, but a little bit stressful, because thinking at the time when this pack was like announced, I was like, okay, I got my sim self already made, I'm ready to go. And then I got the pack and I was like, wait a minute. I don't know if I really want to have my sim self go to university while I'm still in university, and I don't know if it would be a good idea, because I feel like I would be stressed out and be overwhelmed by the college courses and everything else and student loan. Oh, mm-mm, mm-mm. Thinking about it now, like saying it out loud, is like, no, never mind. I don't like it. No, it's too much. It's too much stress, because I currently have Bob Pancakes in the language and literature degree path of his whole university aspect. And his first term, he got full on straight A's across the board. Granted, he was doing 2 classes in an elective, but he got all A's across the board. During that time, he was divorced from Eliza Pancakes, had a little bit of fling, later on got dumped, and then he also has a kid who just aged up into a child. And so he was going through a lot of stuff in his life where he couldn't really feel like he could succeed, but I knew evidently in the end he would. And I had him study, I had him socialize, I had him go around in the university setting, research and debate, and everything under the sun to make sure he was able to pass all his classes. But there will be a current household update with Bob Pancakes, kind of giving you a spiel on what's really going down with him at this current time, because I feel like you guys definitely deserve an update on him. For sure. Foshizi. Wait, what? No. Yes. I don't know. Anyway. So back to this build. I, for one, feel like this one bedroom right here that I just finished is actually one of the bedrooms for one of the Sims that not recently, has been to Foxbury before, graduated, had the kids, but decided to kind of go back to university, and they are an elder. So an elder engineering type of Sim lives in this dorm room with a bunch of young people by themselves in this small little area. So they brought all like their degrees, their awards, and everything under the sun that kind of reminds them of Foxbury in one small little room that they kind of call home at this current time. And granted, this sim is retired too. So there's a retiree elder sim living in this dorm right here, right now. Kind of creepy, but kind of cool at the same time, because an elder in college, kind of hip, saying, I'm cool, I'm hip, I'm with it type of vibe. And for this little dorm room right here is actually another, technically I wouldn't say, more so an adult sim who is an adult who already recently graduated from Foxbury, and technically, well, this sim kind of technically graduated from Brychester and wanted to kind of experience the whole Foxbury Institute aspect of it, and decided to go ahead and go to Foxbury and kind of see, okay, maybe if I kind of go to this university and see what they have to offer and kind of get the whole aspect of this campus, this modern campus, is a new age, and it's been a couple of years since they actually graduated, and new knowledge is being made every single day. And so they decided to go ahead and go into a random, small little degree path, which is art history, that they're currently in right now at Foxbury, and kind of learning the different aspects of history, art, historical things around art, and seeing how they kind of apply that to their real life job, because this sim actually has a job with a kid and is also married, might I add, and it's like, it's weird. So like there's different aspects in every single sim. You have a retired elder in Foxbury who has a bunch of degrees. You have a married adult sim with a child who already has a job in, I forget what career he's actually in, but you have an retired elder sim. You have a married adult with a kid in Foxbury who already has a degree and went to go back to Foxbury, and then you have 4 different newly freshman sims. So you have these 2 sims in this dorm room that are just freshmen, fully moved into the engineering, mechanic, robotics skill, degree, whatever you want to call it, path. And then downstairs, what you saw is another more prestige, kind of a little bit more higher up into their term, where down below on the first floor are the sims that kind of already have like 6 credits already intact into their college career, and they're pretty much prestige, and which is nice, and it kind of gives a step forward by mentoring these newly freshman sims, kind of give them a path of life, like teaching them the way of, okay, do this, do that, don't do that, do this, join that. Like, there's different societies, there's different clubs, organizations, events that they could attend to, and it's nice having different age ranges in one home, because each age range can mentor each and every one of them, whether it's the young ones teaching the old ones or the old ones teaching the young ones, like vice versa. And it's kind of nice to have that different ideas, fresh new ideas in one household. But I forgot to mention in the beginning of the video, and we're getting close to the end, that there's no kitchen, because in university, Sims can't cook. College students cannot cook to save their lives, because if they do, they will burn down the entire dorm or house that they live in, because we can't cook. That is why we have mini fridges with ramen noodles, or we go to the commons area and eat free food for the next 4 years of our lives. But however, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this voiceover right here. I really hope you guys much enjoyed this, because it felt kind of rambly a little bit to me, but I feel like I made sense in a way of explaining on what I kind of wanted to say based on the house, my life, Bob Pancakes, Eliza Pancakes, an update on everything under the sun. But there will be more videos to come for sure in this span of week for you guys for videos. But like I said again, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to go ahead and like and subscribe, and be sure to turn on that notification bell so you'll be notified when I upload a brand new video. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys all in the very next video. Bye!